What up, America? We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. It's the hard R's.
The hard R's with me, Asia.
And
They, she.
yeah. And me, Lou D. They, them.
And we have a special, y'all. I have been, listen, for the OGs that have been listening to this podcast for a very long time, perhaps you remember that one time many moons ago where my brother was on an episode. Well, guess what, damn it? This nigga back. Hey! We have the one, the only, the fantabulous D mother in mock in the building.
Ow, ow.
Listen, I should have had cue music, but like the song I have in my head right now is Cool in the Gang, and it's Hollywood Swingin'. You remember that?
Hollywood Swingin'. Yeah, okay, all right. You know what? Maybe we could cut that in.
Yeah,
Who knows about it?
Yeah. There might be copyrights.
Hey.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll find some weird like Polish cover of it or some random shit. But yes.
Love it.
Welcome, damn it. Welcome.
You.
We're gonna start with our countdown as well before we dive into this. For those of you who are here for the first time, we like to open the show up with a little blaction. Okay. America, everybody ready? Lou, you ready? Do you ready?
I'm ready. Y'all ready?
All right, we ready. 3, 2, 1. Blaction. Perfect. Yes, bitch. Yes.
Good.
And I also want to open with this. If you know the song, then sing along. I never believed that there was a rainbow.
I'll take this mine. With a pot of gold at the end. I'm much too smart
Yeah.
for fairy tales
like that.
Yeah.
Yet you
I
find
again.
again.
Thought this time we're gonna make it. Why I thought so. I really don't know. Maybe something in Blue's eyes just told me so. Listen, that's for a particular group of people. That's for a particular group of people. And you know who you are because you sung along. If you didn't,
Exactly.
I actually showed Lou the movie that's from. Do you remember that animated film with Darla Dimple?
Absolutely. Yes.
Also, shout out to Lou because
Great
this
movie.
nigga was like, do you know, D, I never knew that Max was a gorilla. He is an animal. Listen to me. Look, he
totally
is
a
an
gorilla.
animal
okay.
that was indoctrinated and beat into becoming Darla Dimple's slave. Lou was like, that's a gorilla. And I said,
the thing
no.
about it is, it takes someone not to have seen that movie 1 million times to actually recognize.
Best worst thing is you're like, oh wow, this movie was so great, and then you watch it again and you're like, oh wow, this movie is so problematic. Like,
but I get it though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the movie in it, whatever.
It's meta for sure.
If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. I don't want to gatekeep it. It is Cats Don't Dance. Watch that shit if you have not.
It's
Cats
really
Don't
good.
Dance is an incredible film.
It's about the civil rights movement. Period. I promise
Wow.
you. I swear.
In Hollywood.
In Hollywood. In Hollywood. Listen, the animals couldn't go certain places. They can only do certain roles.
They were expected to portray certain things. She said, and all the little birdies went tweet, tweet, tweet in my little boat on the sea. The doggy went woo, woo, woo.
You need a lamb? A sacrificial lamb? You know what I'm saying? You need a slave? You need a
I also will say King Kong in the film was giving big bottom energy. I was like, what in the bear gay shit is this?
Yeah.
King
That's the
Kong
thing.
as a happy Pride Month, also, everybody.
Yay.
Happy Pride
Yes.
Month. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride
You should
Month.
fear.
Yes. I identify as a threat.
Absolutely.
And a little bit of a problem for you girls if you're not ready. But yes, that movie was incredible.
Yeah.
D, will you tell us what your pronouns are?
Yes. He, him, they, she at certain times. You know, it just depends on the
Ooh.
day. But you know,
Okay.
most people know me as
Versatile.
I feel
What'd
like
you
your
say, Lou?
another pronoun is hang time. Like you,
listen.
you
And the thing about it is because I think extensions are so trendy now, people often ask me, "Is that your hair?" And I'm like, you know, it's just 5 years. You know, just 5 years. That's
Wow, 5 years of vlogs.
5 years.
That's a
Yeah.
big commitment. Like when I think
Yeah.
about something I've done for 5 years, it's like smoking weed and like maybe complaining. I don't know.
And it was for that reason, Lou, I started like growing my hair. I wanted to do something. I got a dog for commitment reasons and
Right.
started growing my hair for commitment reasons. But technically, I've been locked for 3 years, but I've been growing my hair for 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, cute.
Yeah.
I like that you have a delineation between growing it out and locking it, because those are two very different experiences. So
Yeah.
that's really beautiful.
Absolutely.
Just watching both of you Pisces.
I'm an Aquarius.
No, but you have Pisces in your big three. And
Right.
the fact, like, you're like, yeah, no, growing your hair and locking your hair are distinctly.
It's a different
And I'm like,
feeling.
absolutely.
Yes. And as a person who, you know, is like post locks, like I know, at least I have my own individual experience with having locks and like what transmuting energy feels like when you have locks and when people ask you about them or try to get near them. It's just
It's very personal. It's very sensitive. Oftentimes I look in the mirror and I'm thinking like really like the bottom piece here was like once here, you know, and like it just shows so much growth since then. So this is a representation of me right now, and this is my second lock journey, so we'll see how long this lasts.
Yes, I remember. Yes, it is.
What was your first lock journey? If you want to talk about it, if you don't mind me asking.
No, we can definitely talk about my first one. My first lock journey, I was God, how old was I? Early 20s, girl, probably your age, around your age.
Were you in
Started
college?
growing my locks. What's this face, Asia?
Because I'm thinking, no, I'm trying to. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember if you had locks when you came back here and stayed here for a bit.
I've grown my hair so many times. So when I left school, when I left Hampton, I came back home, and then that is a great question. That's when I was growing my locks during that period. Yeah. Okay. And then before I left to New York, right? Because right before I moved to New York, I cut them off.
Wow.
And then I had braids twice in New York, and then cut them. And then after I moved to Michigan, that's during coronavirus. That's when I started growing my hair.
Exactly. Yes, because I was trying to remember when you were
a journey.
Yeah, or locking my hair, I should say.
Yeah, when you were saying here, I was like, did you have locks? But no, you were growing your hair out and doing little. You had the little twisties.
Cute.
You
love a twist, girl. Twists are so cute. Do you notice anything different between your sets of locks?
Yes. First time I didn't know what I was doing. So it was kind of like one of those experiences where they were like breaking. That wasn't really treating them the way I needed to. I was like washing my hair all the time. So like my hair was really dry. So like this experience kind of falls into like a past relationship. Was like I dated a hairstylist for like 12 years on and off. You know who he is very well.
I'll fight. And hey, guess what? I don't care how well he is. I will fight that nigga. You understand?
Fighting?
Oh, I fight men.
Oh, we fighting? Oh, okay. I mean, I'ma come.
I'm just saying, like, I really hope that the good Lord does not bring us within the same like 5 feet of each other, because honestly I'm gonna be like Jada Pinkett in the movie Low Down Dirty Shame when she sees that man on the street and just immediately
touches him. I forget his name.
I
What
love
is his
that.
name? Like
like
George
Darren or something,
whatever his name was.
from whatever the soap
The
opera
TV,
was.
the sitcom or soap opera. But yeah,
Mhm.
different experience, hon. Yeah, totally different experience. Like they're moisturized, stiff wear type situation.
Mhm.
So it's going good. Yeah. And I love your hair. Asia, obviously, love the color change, period. But
Yeah,
your hair was doing really good, girl.
Right?
thank you. It was wash day today. So, we're giving freshly washed and conditioned. Asia also on the color. Get into this color.
Asia, what's
It's
funny is I remember when you first started like coloring your hair, and now you've become like a
I'm a colorist.
Really?
colorist,
Wow.
a hair colorist. What do we call it? Not a colorist. Not a,
Yes,
But
yeah,
also,
but like
yeah.
hair
a
only.
hair. A hair colorist.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's really beautiful. Thank you also for asking that question and for answering the question about like your lock journey,
Absolutely.
because I think uh the way that we evolve like our hairstyles, to me, like in the Black diaspora, is a testimony to what we're experiencing at the time.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
like our hair is almost representative of like where we're at, what's going on, like not knowing. When I first started cutting my hair, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had fucking like nicks and all that shit, but I knew I wasn't gonna be paying no nigga $20 to be
Yeah.
doing that shit. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm going to the barber.
Like
That
every
nigga
3
said
weeks.
$20. I said $20.
Just shave my shit off. And it's such an interesting experience and like self-love. Like you start
Mhm.
out not knowing what you're doing, and the more time you put into it and the more self-love you pour into it, the more you get to know it and like it actually grows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
I
can
just,
evoke some actual self-care. Yeah.
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 I'm just so
And
proud
it,
of you too. You look great.
in the name of another cancer, just to sum this up for us, I think she said, "Don't touch my hair when it's the feelings I wear.
And okay.
Don't touch my hair
Mhm.
when it's the rhythm I know."
Just
Okay.
Mm.
Just all of those things.
Thank you for also evoking the name of our good sis,
Of her sister. It's her sister. Yes.
Solange.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really is her sister. Just like I think that Hallie is the pop-off queen and Chloe is the Beyonce.
We were talking about this in the garden.
Okay. That's
You don't
I
think Hallie's a pop-off queen?
no, I think Hallie sat in the background and was like,
Oh.
because she had Ariel happening. We didn't know Ariel was happening.
Right.
She knew Ariel was happening.
Had
So
to.
like, I think Chloe has come and has become this like fiance, like protege,
Mm-hmm.
and Hallie just became her own thing. And I think Asia was funny is, there was a time in 2020 when
Talk
there was
about
an
it.
album that came out.
What was it
And
called?
it was called Ungodly Hour. Okay. And
Educate us. Educate us. Educate us. Educate
and
us.
I've been a Chloe Hallie fan for a long time.
You really
A
have.
really long
It's very
time.
true.
Love
And
it.
when
Love
that
it.
album came out, I think I, introduced a few people to them, to where it was getting, and I don't take credit for this because their work is their work. They're fabulous. I really love them together. But now that they've separated, they've become like their own thing. But I think we need to keep in mind Chloe and Hallie are from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, really? Oh, that there are a few things that come to mind when I think about them being from Atlanta.
Okay. Okay.
The one Chloe and Halle song that sticks with me is the one that's like, I got money everywhere.
I got money everywhere.
That one. She said, falling from the tree.
Yes.
Like,
okay.
that
I
song,
got
a
money everywhere.
banger.
Period.
A banger.
And what I love about that album is it is just you turn it on.
Yeah.
And I think I told you that, Asia, when we started. It was just
You
turn
did.
it on.
You may
Turn it on.
not be able to take credit for the work that they do, but please take credit for being a trendsetter to me, America, who considers myself ahead of the curve and a trendsetter. This nigga be putting me on, okay? Just like this nigga be putting me on.
That is also the deep beauty of siblingship. Is like,
Yes.
I feel that experience with my siblings where it don't matter where I'm at and what it is. My sibling is always putting me on to a different angle of it in some way. And it's just such a cute way to bond where I'm just like, oh, damn, like we must be related because you are just as cool as me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I live for it.
Exactly.
I also wanted to end this before we get into the mental health check-in segment with, I believe that Chloe and Halle are not going separate ways. I think that it takes
talking to Mike.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Is
I
that
can hear
better?
you.
I don't think Chloe and Halle are going separate ways. I think it takes Chloe and Halle to make one Beyonce and one Beyonce ascend. Chloe is doing all the and like, you know, the back shots and all that stuff. And Halle is like, I'm going to become an actress.
No,
now I love Beyonce very much, but the girl, we know she doesn't act. She doesn't. That's not her forte necessarily. That's why she moved into producing and the Homecoming.
Are you with me, Lion?
Okay.
That's all I gotta say. I love Beyonce, and I love Beyonce.
Of course.
But I did a better job just now than what actually happened. So that's all I got to say.
She said, "Lions, can you hear me?" she said, "Baboons, are you ready?" She said, "Give me some."
Wow, that was shockingly right on, right there.
Man, no, but in order for her to be able to get back her investment, what like Chloe's gonna win awards for doing music stuff or whatever, and Halle's gonna rack up the Epcot or whatever, or not Epcot.
I would have to say I partially agree because Chloe's a pretty good actress. I don't know if you saw
Hey,
it.
we saw Swarm.
I don't know if you saw the back shot. Okay? I believe that.
The back
believe
shots,
it.
yeah, and I don't feel like the
I
back
believe
shots
it.
took away from the acting overall. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just that. Like, she also gave us a performance.
Also, niggas, which ones is it? Okay, because either you want to see, like, you're like, oh, these girls, you know, these fucking you cis men out here in the world are so confused because on one hand, you're sexualizing children, which is what you were doing when they were actually children in the performance sphere. And now, as people able to make their own autonomous decisions, you are slut shaming them. Here's why being gay and queer and all that shit is fun. We all want to see the back shots.
Period.
No,
because we can respect
collectively.
We can respect the fact that, oh, not only, you know, yes, we've seen this person grow up and whatever, but this is also like a celebrity. Like, what are the odds of me ever having any like one-on-one interaction? What I can do and say fully is that this grown woman got a fat ass and is giving the girl, like, she's beautiful.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
She's talented.
So fat till she bow-legged. That's all I'm saying. And the thing about it is, cis men, like cis hetero men at that, have like this fetishization of like young girls and especially young women, that they slut shame them in order to overshadow their fantasies on them. So then they make themselves feel better because they've downed you for being a slut. So it helps to that fetishization. Does that make sense?
Wild because it's like you want me to be a slut. That's the thing. Like, if I were to look at
be a slut so that I could down you for being a slut, and women, you know, do the whole, you know, all that shit and down women just so that I can look great, you know, as a
As
cis
someone
hetero man
not putting their tip in anything, nothing's getting wet.
will
You're an
never touch
incel.
or get close to Chloe
They're
or
out there.
Hallie or Popeye's chicken. Yeah, the closest thing you get to Popeye's chicken, probably. Popeye.
Okay, let's move on to mental health check-in. My God,
Those
Jonesy.
sides, honey, is Popeye.
Also, wait, did you see this kitten?
No,
Jonesy's
no.
back on the pod, y'all.
Jonesy's back in the pod sphere.
What's his or her name?
His name is Jonesy, like
Jones.
Indiana Jones. Because he's adventurous.
Pretty sure Riley named him, yeah?
Yes.
He's so cute. His little spots are cute.
He's just so tiny.
Hi, Jonesy. Welcome back. Welcome back to the pod. Mental health check-in. Who wants to start? I'll start.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm actually feeling like up. Lately I've been thinking a lot about like, am I exhausted or am I depressed? Am I depressed or do I need to take a walk? You know, I've been really moving through a lot of that and allowing myself to sit in those feelings and have those feelings, and also be graceful in the fact that as I'm getting older, I'm just gonna move a little bit slower, and that's okay. That's okay. What, can you hear me? Is that better?
Yeah. You both can talk a little bit more. That's perfect. Sorry.
Perfect. No,
Exactly.
perfect.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, it's okay for me to move slower. It's okay for me to take my time. Y'all niggas not gonna rush me in any of these processes, from this podcast on down to popping this pussy or changing my hair color or making any decision about how I move or whatever. I'm excited. My birthday is in a couple of weeks. I'll be 37.
Ow, ow, okay. Looking fine.
Yes. Period.
All right. And I'm just
Look, we got
happy.
his shoulders, honey. We got those shoulders for you. We got some
Oh,
shoulders.
Broad, honey. We'll
they
come
say that's how I know
through.
she got good pushy. She got big shoulders. That shit a bar.
That's actually crazy. Okay, so yes. I'm feeling centered and excited about this production and the fact that like we're amping up on that. I'm feeling more affirmed in the fact that I quit my job. I encourage more of you out there to do that as well. Fuck these jobs. What if we all stop paying these bills? What they gonna do? You know? That's just me. I'm feeling more
Listen,
centered
we
and
don't have,
affirmed in
we
my
don't have to pay taxes. We choose to pay taxes. That's the problem. So that's a whole nother story.
exactly. But yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling all right, you know? Who's up next? Who
Word.
wants to do the next one?
I think you should go, D. Tell us how you feeling today.
Okay, I'll go. I am. How am I? That's a great question. I am going through a transcendent return.
First of all, nigga, say that one more
Okay.
time.
I'm going through a transcendent return. And it's a period of really acknowledging my past. And I think you can't have accountability without acceptance. And I'm coming to terms with who I am. And whether that be just some weird person, whether that be someone that's always just a potential tyrant, whatever, I'm coming to terms with myself and just really accepting who I am. And I'm doing that by a lot of reflection. I went through a lot last year that I'm actually still processing and coming through a lot of traumatic situations, coming out of a heartbreak, breakup, all those things. So really this moment for me is all about internal work and knowing that I'm having a lot of areas of my life in which I'm able to return to again in such and present myself in a different way because I've been so stripped of everything that it's nothing now but just new. So I think people are starting to recognize it, but it's not about people. It's really about me right now, and that's where I'm at, and just trying to stay positive. Is it about like depression? Like, yes, I've been there. Still, I don't think I'm not gonna say I won't lose depression, but I will say that I'm learning to manage my emotions a lot more, and just grown up shit, grown up shit, I guess.
I'm
Thank you.
yeah.
We are
Can
gonna
you hear
take
me?
a pause.
Wait, no, not yet. We have 10 minutes left. We have 10 minutes left before this ends, and then we'll come back and roll the whole thing. Thank you for sharing that. That's fucking
Yeah, thank you.
radical.
Yeah,
Honestly, I ain't got shit to say about that really. Like I'll
I'm listening.
talk to you off camera about it because it's just like transcendent return is so beautiful to me,
Mm,
that phrasing, because
mm,
we as adults are tasked to go back to former versions of ourselves and find grace and acceptance and apology, and also go back to those versions of ourselves and say, hey, you're okay,
it's okay.
which is
I got
wild.
you.
You're
Absolutely.
basically parenting yourself
Yeah,
or
yeah,
reparenting yourself.
exactly that. Exactly that.
And you now, I mean, also congratulations. I know you got a new spot, nigga. It's got a balcony.
Oh, okay, come through.
Definitely.
Sunsets, wrap around.
We saw the squirrel on it earlier.
Yes, a wraparound.
Okay. She
Okay.
said, I got to
Listen,
do a
listen.
wraparound.
I'm making a home for me in Coast Wild. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all heard it here.
Okay. I'm just saying,
I'm just
like,
saying, even if it's not like our home, it could just be a little vacation spot,
oh, you can
you
come.
know.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with
Absolutely.
being like a sugar
You
mama.
was your guest last time. You was your guest last week. Listen, I have to. I have to. Thank you.
Just
Thank you for this moment.
everybody loves a stop by. A stop by is so nice.
Also, everybody loves Coast, honestly. I mean, like some people don't, and I like whatever, but you a cute nigga,
Listen,
it's
aesthetically,
cool, it's
the
great.
perfect blend of just art and just like the mesh of masculine, feminine, and art. It's the perfect blend. And I don't have to know you as a person, but aesthetically,
Yes. Also, you're a whole you'd be taking pictures and shit. For the people who know, who listen, if you follow my Instagram or whatever, like there are many a photograph that my brother has taken, that shit we've done together. We're both gay artists.
I also
Mom.
smell a collab. Like
Oh no, a collab is on. It's in the works. It's been in the works since forever. We've talked about it forever.
oh, I'm talking about a collab between like your photography and Coast.
Oh,
Like
yes.
collabs all around,
Yes.
just
absolutely, absolutely.
because we
Yeah,
were
some
on
some
the
fun things in the works.
Wait, what'd you say?
What did you say, Lou?
you
Oh, I said some fun things in the works. So get ready because I definitely
Hey.
have a launch coming out. So it's really exciting. Very excited.
I love it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
How's your mental health, Lou?
Check in.
How are you?
Honestly, I'm pretty smooth brain, y'all. Like I'm feeling pretty surfs up in this mind of mine. I am going into week 2 of like somatics, and I just started rock climbing again. So I've been moving my body a lot. And
Where are you rock climbing in Michigan?
there's gyms, there's indoor gyms.
Okay, love that.
So yeah.
Oh wait, time out. D is in California, by the way. Probably should have mentioned that. That's why
Oh
we're on
yeah,
the
we're on Zoom. Surprise. We're zooming today.
D lives out in LA and shit or whatever. So D's in California. And this is really our first episode with the new setup. That's bi-coastal. So
Yeah.
Cool. Love that.
yeah,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
but there are gyms
Way to
here.
start us off, you know, strong. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just been moving and soothing and smoothing. Like that's where I'm at.
Lou said, drinking my water, minding my biz. Heard you.
That's why my skin looks so good, America.
Your skin,
Like,
your skin is
sorry.
like,
Glowing. Right. It's
That and
fascinating.
shea butter. Like the
okay.
Pure Shea store in Eastern Market. Get y'all some shea butter from there.
Truly, that man is very
because
kind.
they
It does the
have
Wait,
service.
you do the yellow one or you do the white one?
white one. I started off with the yellow one though. There's no disrespect to the yellow one. Like at the
There's
end
no
of the
disrespect.
day,
No disrespect.
they're both lovely. You know?
But the white one though,
The
with
white
the
one do
fragrance,
that thing. The white
with
one do
the
that thing that
fragrance.
it do.
You ever have a little sandalwood near your pussy and it's fine? Shit.
And it's soft. Like this what Erica Badu be doing because this be Erica Badu right
She
here.
said, on and on and on and on.
Exactly.
Okay, wait. So we have 4 minutes left. We can do this. We're gonna do this for because I'm gonna support Black business and then we'll come
In
back.
4 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. You only
We're-
got 4 minutes to save the world. Grab a business. Grab some squirrels.
Is the squirrel still outside on your balcony?
He's not. He or she has, or they are actually gone.
They was chilling too. They was chilling hard. They said, "Tell me on the
And
baby."
the thing about the squirrel, his legs was just all out. He was
They
chilling.
were
He was sunbathing.
out. Yeah, they were flayed out onto.
It looked like they was about to be roasted. Like
Yeah.
it was giving.
They were. Yeah, it was giving all 4 appendages were just like.
He was waiting on the chicken bone for sure. That was a chicken eating squirrel.
Yeah.
Ooh, yo. When I lived on the east side, I had met my first chicken eating squirrel. And like I didn't believe it at first. And I was like, damn, this nigga just came out the trash can with a whole ass chicken wing.
Ah.
And then just laying on my porch, just laid up with a chicken wing, hanging out. Like
D,
You
I can't
know
wait for
you're
you.
in the hood when there's a chicken eating squirrel. You're in the hood. Absolutely.
I can't
Yeah,
wait for you to actually like for us to all talk, and then like D, you listen to Lou's story about like Salt Lake and like the and also the oddity of the reality that at any given time, both you and I were living out west when this nigga was living out west.
true.
And it's like, oh yeah, we're weird. We're weird. Yeah, it's weird. Get over it. Support Black business. We're going into that. I'm just gonna shout out real quick, Dr. Bitchcraft. She is going to be on the podcast in a Zoom format as she lives in like I don't know New Zealand, Deutschland. I don't know. She's hot. She's literally like a PhD type doctor. She is also like a pole dancing instructor. Vehemently crass in terms of when it comes down to you niggas. She has no time for you. That is why she chooses to be single. She has a podcast called The Void Podcast. Please listen to it. The Void Podcast. It's all one word. With an underscore. So it's ThevoidPodcast underscore. Dr. Bitchcraft,
Cool.
I love you. I see you. I respect you. You're hot. I can never.
You are hot.
You've seen Dr.
Yeah,
Bitchcraft,
like,
man. Like
I don't know anything about Dr. Bitchcraft, but I do know you're hot.
Like, have you ever just seen a bitch bust it open to like Black feminist theory? Like, she's just like playing some real hardcore shit and just like, and like doing amazing shit on the pole and then posting about it in the most beautiful, what I imagine as like whatever Deutschland, whatever upper, you know, she's got an accent and I'm into that, you know, and just bless her.
She should do a TED talk while being on the pole.
Whoa. Okay. We're going to take a break. We're going to resend a link. We're going to hydrate and be right back, everybody. everyone. Yo, what's good? It's your girl, boy, bestie, Asia in the building, reminding you to be sure to check out our video content, which is now featured on YouTube. That's right. If you go to YouTube/TheHardRs313, you'll be able to check out our old video content from really the beginning of this show. And if you are interested in checking out new video content, be sure to take a peek at our Patreon, www.patreon.com/TheHardRs313. Once you subscribe, you get full access to current episodes as well as sneak peeks for upcoming episodes and some info about projects and maybe some merchandise and some other things that we got cracking. All right? Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Mwah. She said, "Welcome back, whores." We're back from the break. Welcome. We're gonna dive directly into Dumb Bitch Juice. Dumb Bitch Juice, a person, a place, a thing, a concept, an entity that we want to rant about real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because shit got us fucked up out here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, throwing shade at things is a form of, like, liberation. You know what I mean? Yes, it's all jokes, but also I'm very serious here. We'll start right off with Donald Trump.
Fuck that guy.
Woo! You know, remember when I was like, hey, these presidents ain't shit, like the idea of a president at all. Donald Trump was just indicted on like 37 counts of like federal crimes, ranging from espionage all the way down to just like bad hair. Bad hair. Lawyers and shit. And you know, I was having this discussion with a white man the other day, and he was like, you know, Donald Trump would be funny if he didn't directly affect like my life as a white person. And I was like, welcome to the Black experience. All of this would be funny if it did not directly affect my Black ass life. Donald Trump doesn't play like this is not unusual for me to see white people do. And corruption is part of the whole system. So yeah, it makes sense to me. Is he gonna go to jail? I don't know. Is he going to prison? I don't know. I think he's gonna die before that. Clankety clank, girl. Donald Trump, clankety clank.
Clankety clank.
But fuck Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
You know, fuck. Oh, please.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I'll be completely honest. When Donald Trump was elected in 2016, was it? 16? 2016. Yeah. I think I tuned out of like media, especially politics, to where even now, this is the first time I'm hearing he was indicted, because I don't follow that at all, because it just gives him more power, in my opinion, and it glamorizes everything he's already done, because now he has this media coverage and blah, 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 when there's starving children in the world. So here's my thing. Fuck Donald Trump, absolutely. But also, I think white people, and this is no shade, but shade,
Bullshit.
are jumping on track just like that guy, because I think that you just referenced, Asia. I think in 2020 was the first time a lot of white people in a long time, or for the first time, have ever been told no. And that started with, no, you can't go to your campground because it's coronavirus and you got to stay your ass in the house. And then they were like, we're in this together. And we were like, bitch, I'm in the line at the grocery store trying to get groceries that I can barely afford while you're on your compound. So here's the thing. I just want to say this. I think that because white people have been told no, we saw what happened They stormed the fucking Capitol. Okay, that's what happened.
They doo-dooed on the walls, D.
Doo-doo
They
on the walls,
shit on the walls.
and this lady got shot in the face. So
Dead.
and
Blow. She died.
and
She
you know,
died.
A hero. Just kidding.
I mean, I laughed. I laughed. I thought it was funny.
Woo,
Like,
yeah.
I've given you 9 man to get your ass through that window, and your white privilege said, "I'm still coming through," and your ass got blasted away, literally.
Blasted.
Consequences, they're a bitch.
Blasted. So anyway, I say all that to say, like, with Donald Trump going to jail, hopefully, and all that kind of stuff, does that really change anything?
No.
Not a fucking thing. It just gives white people another reason to say, oh, we gave you your civil rights movement. Oh, Donald Trump's in jail. You can't you can't change what's already happened that continues to be perpetuated because y'all refuse to give up your race as mama and daddy and grandma and grandpa. That's all I gotta say.
I told the person I was talking to, I think that white people use Donald Trump as like a way to continue othering themselves from their white supremacist ideology. And I said, actually, Donald Trump reminds you of yourself in many ways. It's just amplified because of like his fame and his presidency. I think a lot of white people use Donald Trump as a scapegoat to actually do that critical thinking work to look at their own whiteness. Like, you're moved by this man enough to be like, I'm not like him. But the reality is all white people
just like him.
all
it's like triggered. It's giving triggered.
And I think also because of the prison industry, like industrial complex, and also like the white need to punish, it will, to your point, D, like they can be like, well, we put Donald Trump in jail. Okay, but did you put yourself in jail, girl? Like,
did you put your racist ass mom in jail?
Did your grandmama your great grandmama who lynched people, did you go and like excommunicate her grave and fucking put bullet holes in it like y'all doing with Emmett Till's grave and shit? Like, are you doing that? No, you're not.
No. They're at the barbecue. They're still at the picnic. You guys are still picnicking with each other, and it's just one big old media frenzy show. It's all a distraction, in my opinion, and what really matters. And Donald Trump going to jail, like, great, but here we are 6 years later with all the fucking trauma and shit that you put in, and just the division of this country has really happened because of this man in modern, I guess, and now in
right, like in these times, right,
now, but even in the same token, it's like, even if he wasn't, like, would we have come together the way that we have? I don't,
I personally, I think when there's hard lines, it's you draw a line in the sand, and that creates the great congealing. The people who are vibing and who understand that everything that represents, everything that is not what they stand for. They start doing that work on themselves, and it's clear. Like, think about Elise, and think about like all these like Chaylees and the
Meg.
and Meg and the white people that we have in our lives who and shout out to all y'all, but y'all looked at this shit and you were like, no. And then there's people who are like, yeah, I love Black people, and then force us to code switch. Y'all maintain the bullshit you maintain in public while celebrating us in private, and that's bullshit. Donald Trump did the same thing. Look at Herschel Walker. Look at any Black Republican of all time in terms of like recent times. Like, this podcast, yo, please, the white people who listen to it, and I know it's a lot of y'all, if you are celebrating Donald Trump going to jail and you're like, yay, like, look at this. Yes, justice is served. Is it? To lose point.
Absolutely not, sir.
To lose point. This has been the most drawn out bullshit ever. The man had files in his guest bathroom.
And
Can we talk
has
about
had him forever. Like, even when he got elected, there was speculation that it had been thrown, that people had tampered with whatever they do.
to get the votes for
this
his
has been going on forever, and now they want to say like, oh, okay, like he's gonna do time, or like he's gonna pay fines. Like, none of that matters to him, because what mattered was celebrity and popularity, and he got to live
exactly
his
what he
fantasy
needed.
life and now pay consequences, quote unquote, in ways that he can do because he's so lucrative and he's so famous. Like,
Listen, white women, I just want to say this. I could walk my black ass down the street and not know that, I have no interest in your vagina. And you will take your ass and walk totally across the street, or make yourself this victim to where this man said, grab her by the pussy.
Oh,
You went out and made hats and t-shirts,
yep.
little fluffy hats, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they were.
pink.
Yeah, they were knitted. Yep,
Super pink.
they were
Supported this
pink like this. Actually,
Mhm.
yeah.
But then you got the nerve to say, "Oh, feminism," and we're like, I'm confused. I'm just confused, is what I'm saying. Like, so we're selecting when we want to call feminism a thing. But then when this hyper masculine, toxic energy comes in and says, grab her by the pussy, you were like, bitch, you get my t-shirt, take all my money.
53% of y'all ran to the polls and said,
53%.
yes, touch my pussy.
Disgusting. You bitches are
Donald Trump.
disgusting.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say about that. Now this man's going to jail, and don't think that there's
Allegedly.
not going to be any money made off of that, because there is. It's all the attention we're giving it, right? He's already making money off it. So
Yeah.
that's what the media is.
Anyway,
Money.
fuck that. Fuck white people. Next, DBJ. White people. White people. Moving on. Moving directly. We're taking this train right in. White people. Whiteness at work. It comes in so many different forms. Myself particularly experience whiteness at work in the face of a black, like in the body of a black person, right? It happens a lot. It happens all the time, because ultimately whiteness demands that you exploit others and oppress others. And in order to get like to the next level, or to maintain whatever status you have. And I'm tired of it. I know other niggas are exhausted by it. Whiteness at work. White people at work.
In front of the counter, behind the counter, doesn't matter. Corporate, retail, service, whatever. Like, it's across the board. And, I've worked in all of those categories. So there's a breadth of knowledge and information. Went to school with them, So it's like, it's really one of those things where, we're going to jump into that whole code switching thing. But can we talk about just the trauma that code switching brings? And just like, when you do go home at night, I'm gonna start it here. I have a friend who's an elderly gentleman. He happens to be white. And he asked me one day, like, what are you doing to, like, where do you find peace? Like, where can you find peace? And I was like, nigga, I am black, gay, and a man. There is no room for peace in my life in America, when this country was built for people like you. Because you can say, I have an amazing life. You can say that to me. I have an amazing life. I'm so blessed. I'm all this. And I can't say that I don't. But what I am going to say is our experiences are polar opposites. What you've been awarded and attributed and the way you can walk through this world is completely different than my Black ass experience, which you're telling me to, you got to find your peace. That's like telling me to pull up my shoestrings with no shoes
Bootstraps.
to a
Yes.
degree.
Yes.
Because it's like, how do you find that peace when again, my example earlier, all the time as a Black man, you go into the store, like Asia, AutoZone experience
That shit
from
was
a
crazy.
Black man,
That phone
right?
call was crazy.
Homophobia, just all these things that just play into this part where you just want me to fight for peace within that. But it's like nobody's recognizing the trauma that brings on a daily basis, just walking around in your own fucking skin. And then you got the nerve to tell me to find my peace. I don't
Oh my
vibe
God.
with that. I don't vibe with
Like not a level above that, but like not just find my feet, not just white people do this thing where they're like, find your peace. And then they're like, I went to India on a live, laugh, love tour. And I was able.
Yo,
And you're like, bitch.
yeah, I feel that even with even being in somatics, like somatics is a 100% white space. Like
Yeah.
I'm the only person who even smells like me. And I was in there today, and the leader of the group was late because she had to get some gas. And she was like, yeah, I don't get gas in Detroit at night. And every single motherfucker was like, oh, good job. So proud of you. Yeah, don't get gas in Detroit at night. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, do you know y'all are the reason I can't get gas in Detroit at night? Actually, because y'all did redlining, a whole bunch of bullshit that created the crime and the toxic shit that happens in the city. Y'all did that with colonization.
The last I heard, niggas was getting blasted away in the daytime in Detroit. So I don't really know about day or night. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's
I
crazy.
just think white people should have to deal with their consequences. Like, I think that you should have to get gas at night exclusively. I think you should have to pump my gas at night exclusively while I'm in my car rolling a blunt. Like, you do the work because you made
in
this
the
mess.
city of Detroit. Yeah, in the city of
Period.
Detroit. Just like people have to travel because they're living in food deserts because of redlining, y'all motherfuckers should only be designated to get gas between the hours of 9 and 2 a.m.
Yeah.
in
Deep
the city
east
of Detroit.
side, deep west side.
Period.
Okay.
Joy
You gotta,
Road
yeah,
to
you gotta go
fucking-
across the street from
One gas station. There's
You're going across
one
the-
gas station.
you're on
One.
McNichols.
Joy and McNichols. Joy and McNichols on the corner. Yeah.
And it's winter. Like, I don't care what the temperature is outside, you will suffer.
And
Yeah.
again, it takes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please.
Oh, it just takes me back to my point as far as just like, you know, finding your peace in that sense, because it's like you're forcing something that you're trying to force something onto someone just to like make yourself feel better. Does that make sense? Like, it's like why people take this thing where they are unable to experience or even rationalize with us because our experiences are so totally different. And what I was explaining to my friend, like, he will never understand my experience. So he can sit back and say, oh, I'm doing working wherever, anywhere outside of the United States, maybe Africa, wherever. But, that in itself is a whole nother thing. Like, I'm kind of digressing here. White people, just because you're helping in Africa does not eliminate you from the problem. You're not necessarily creating solutions, because we got niggas right here in America, right here, right
Up the street from you.
that needs your help. But white people do this thing where they're like, oh, it's a nonprofit and I can do more with my money in a.
Hello?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm sorry. You just glitched for a second. Okay.
yeah, so they do this thing where they're like, oh, we're helping in Africa, so I'm doing my part. And in reality, you're still again picnicking with your racist ass cousin, but you're giving to Africa, so that makes you better. I'm confused. It does not change the fact that the root of this problem is Eurocentrism, capitalism, white patriarchy, and colonization right here in the world. That's in the world because it's presented in every culture at this point. In every single culture, you have colorism, you have some sort of just aspect of white people that white people created. And then they're like, oh, we made the game of Monopoly, right? But they want you to teach it to them. I'm convinced. You made the game.
Wow.
You made the game. You
Yes.
told me to go to jail, do not collect $200, but you're asking me to fucking explain the game to you.
Yes.
But you made the game. You made the game. This issue is not, stop asking Black people to create the solution. It's not our problem. It's yours. I'm done.
I also like that as the name of the episode. It's not our problem. It's yours.
It is. It's not our problem. And Black people have to
is.
stop taking it on.
D, thank you for that. Thank you for, because Nick, I'm just, please just plunge. It's punch. Because you're saying all the things that need to be said surrounding how what I believe white people work is and can be individually, you as a white person, if you're listening or you're next to a white person or adjacent or whatever, like white people and whiteness is an entire dismantling process. Number one, like it requires like a commitment to dismantle what you believe is your identity because of your skin color, your authority because of your skin color. And I think that in my experience, white people in workplaces generally conflate what they assume is equality with oppressive attempts at like being level. There is no equality here. There never was. So to come to me and be like, I've created my piece, why can't you create yours, is a vapid like that is the wildest.
It feels like a gaslight.
It is a gaslight.
It's like the ultimate.
It is you created the game, and then you're asking me why I am not winning in this game when you made the game for me to lose.
Exactly. You're asking me to teach you the fucking game and to win. I love that.
That is why, honestly, in these workplaces and everywhere else, wow, I'm having a whole full cycle moment here.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I'm pushed out of these institutions because I only, from digital spaces to real life to your mama's house to my house, I'm the same bitch, right? Like I'm the same bitch. That does not mean that I am mean or rude or what disrespectful. It means that me being me, if you see me or you want to make the attempt to see me, will recognize that just like D, I'm walking down the street. I don't give a fuck about a pussy, but you're scared of me. So take that and then put it in the workspace. And the workspace is like, when you're here, you're family, like a fucking Olive Garden.
I think white people's community is centered in racism, unfortunately.
It's centered in anti-Black racism.
Anti-Black racism, yes, absolutely. It's centered in that, in which I guess what I'm trying to say is that your individual work as great as it might be, as awesome as it might be, is not enough. It's not changing anything. It's going to take your actual uplifting, uprooting of that community and burning that, turning that into something completely different, in which, like I said, there's no more enabling our racist family members. You've asked us, first of all, you ripped our family members apart, and then you're like, oh, create family. But we still decided, we still found family. We still made family. We still made community. But when you're
And
asked
they
to
burned
fucking
that. They burned it. They built freeways over it. They tore it the fuck down. They put a lake on it.
absolutely, absolutely, and then
Black Wall Street, Tuskegee.
Find an indigenous person and tell me anything about them. Now, what I'm going to say is that it's going to take a total shift of mindset between white people collectively, not individually. Your individual work is awesome, great. But when you still take that individual work and can go picnic and have lunch and dinner with racist family members,
Taylor
racist,
Swift.
whoever, you can still
Taylor
do that.
Swift.
You're
Taylor
not.
Swift.
You're enabling the whole system once again because Johnny's saying nigger. Okay. You're like,
With a
stop,
hard
Johnny.
R.
You can't say that. And they're like, fuck you. And y'all just laugh it off. But then you come to me and like, oh, you're amazing. You're awesome. You're all of these things and great. But how are you actually changing the dynamic because again, it's, to your point, Lou, you're gaslighting me to believe that you're so different from your family members, but you're doing the exact same thing. I'd rather be around your racist ass person because at least I know where the fuck you're coming from. Someone who can smile in my face, but still go back and hang with a racist ass person. That's the dangerous person, i.e. some Democrats, i.e. most of them. I'm done. Republicans and Democrats, the same thing. It's all the same fucking thing to me.
Yeah. Whiteness is.
Yeah. You can claim to be, I'm a Democrat. Okay.
Stop asking anybody who is not white to code switch to make you comfortable. The fact that code switching even has to exist, the fact that I have to ever in any entity change any aspect of myself in order for you to take me seriously or respect me or see me or value me is crazy. And yes.
I just want to say this. And I hope this resonates with everyone. Black people we never said we're black. We never originated that shit. White people said, we're white and you're black. Now, when we turn around and say, we're black, you're like, oh, should we say that? We're like, okay, African American. And that's really disrespectful because Africa is the continent. So we really don't know what the fuck country we actually came from within that continent. So African American is so broad. But here's my thing. We never called ourselves black. Y'all called us black. And because of that, you created this whole dynamic of the separation between the two and the connotations between the two, to where now you're asking us to explain to you about diversity inclusion, which is some bullshit, when we only said we were people. We're people. But now I need to explain to you a system that you've created and how it's unfair to me when you built it to be unfair to me. And then you still have questions. I don't get that part. Like the questions is what really gets me. What do we have to, what? And also, why am I taking the diversity and inclusion training?
And also, why are white people getting paid on Juneteenth?
Oh, talk about it.
This year, straight up, I'm being dead ass right now. This year, straight up, if you are a white person and you listen to this podcast and you fucking make money on a day off because it's a national bank holiday or whatever, if you're not sending the check directly to a black person or to a black person's art, what we're doing, to our livelihood, it doesn't matter whether I want a bag of hot Cheetos or I want to fucking turn this shit up. I want to have fireworks in the front of my house.
Or a bag of Cheetos or a Birkin, honey. Either one works for me. But my thing is
That's the episode name. A bag. Period. Y'all, white people. Hey, you need to disrupt the system you benefit from. If your life is not harder year over year,
you're not doing the right thing.
boo. Tomato.
Yeah, and
I don't think it's about like I really want to be clear. Like I don't think it's about disrupting life. I don't think it has to be about the disruption of life.
It is disruption.
What I mean by that is that there needs to be a level playing ground. And the disruption in that has to come from opening themselves up to a different way of thinking. Because right now, the way that they're thinking is again rooted in a really an inherited racism. Because some white people don't want to be racist, but you just inherently are fucking racist.
Yeah,
you don't know how, you know?
Epigenetics, man. Epigenetics, man.
Epigenetics, yeah, I love that. Yeah. Thanks.
Real shit.
Yeah. So Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth, folks. Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth. Send money directly to Black people. Send money to my brother. Send money to Lou. Send money to me. Send money to other Blacks.
Money to Black people that you know, and you actually say to their face that you care about them. If
Bob,
you look a Black person in their face and you're like, "I care about you," send them money deep.
Hey, to the Lindsays and the Caseys and the whoever's in the world who want to run in a business, like we're at work, and you're like, "Oh my God, I love you so much. Let's hug." Don't hug me and send me money. Every time you feel like you want to hug me or tell me you love me, send me $5 and watch how that adds up.
We will be right back. What up, y'all? It's Lou D telling you to subscribe to our Patreon. If you're interested in seeing our guests through a video format, Patreon is going to be the place for you. We have all our episodes listed on there, both present and past. If you want to check us out, you're going to go to www.patreon.com/thehardrs313. Thanks, and back to the episode.
Everything that's European is glorious, where at the end of the day, if you're not able to attain that, why would I be attracted to that when I reach a certain level? So you pull the white person because what do white people have? Resources. And now that they have resources and the experience of already living that life, and now that I've made it to that life, I'm not going to bring some nigga with me that isn't able to comprehend and or reach that status because of limitations of society, right? So even associating yourself with someone like that is going to rip away what you've attained, at least in your mind, and at least in the way that Eurocentrism works. It's the aspect of if it's not white, it's not right. So if you get with a Black person, like the only Black people that I've seen that were able to like capitalize correctly with Jay-Z and Beyonce. And them niggas came from saying nigga this, nigga that, and Beyonce came from shaking her ass and doing demon sermons on, you know, her videos and shit. But past all of that,
please.
These niggas have also glorified dollars which have slave owners on them. Like we're putting value on what white people tell us is valuable. So when we reach this status within a system that's made to oppress us, we're thinking in our heads, I'm not being oppressed right now. And I'm not going to associate myself with that oppression, but really and truly, you still are being controlled by
the ultimate gaslight. It's the
ultimate betrayal, because I feel like it's like waving meat and saying like this is attainable, and then you getting the meat and realizing that like, okay, this isn't meat, this is something else, you know, this is gum or whatever it could be.
Yeah,
like literally like dangling a false narrative, and it's ridiculous. And Black people fall into it, which is why you have niggas like AutoZone telling me that he doesn't help my kind, Black people, men like me, because I should know how to fucking put a remote in my car controller. or
Yeah.
a battery power controller. It's
Yeah.
just, it's sad. It's really sad because Black people don't see it. We see it as like
Whiteness. I think that people conflate white resources with autonomy, like ultimate autonomy.
Yes.
And that is what people are grasping for. That is why when people are like, oh, can you imagine Sarah at the company picnic fucking snorted 2 lines of cocaine and called brown people out of their names, and like nothing happened. Nothing happened. There are no consequences for white autonomy, because white autonomy is the top of the rung of the ladder of the way oppression works.
Yeah.
And everyone is grasping for it. And in that, to me, above that top rung on a ladder is, what is the ladder resting on? What is the rest of the, because the ladder just can't stand up by itself unless it has like a fold out. If the ladder was created so that it can be climbed, what is above that? And above that is your autonomy, which is what queerness, in my experience, and specifically Black liberated queerness, moving through the journey of like exploring that, brings us to our autonomy. This is why you really can't tell me shit when it comes down to how I can live as both a parent, a perceived like mother, but also mother, and also like daddy and zaddy. And my sexual orientation has nothing to do with any of those things. Those are just like some simple labels you can give me, or I give myself, to describe my experience, because I'm defining my autonomy. I'm moving past trying to be white into being me.
Period. Yes. I love that. I love the visual of that. Beyond it.
And like
the sacrificial part in that is that
there's
so
oh nigga,
there's
look.
So much. There's so
I
much
make it look good because I'm a Black femme. We make it look good. All the sacrifices we go through to find ourselves and ultimately be able to support ourselves, support our families, live lives with pleasure and joy and peace. Like, that requires money, which means that instead of me being the sacrifice, ultimately, because that's what Black people sacrifice, ultimately is ourselves. Ultimately is ourselves.
Consistently, absolutely.
So instead, look, I'm not about to be your sacrificial lamb, America, life, universe. I don't have fucking time for that. I want you to change the way you think about things. Whiteness gives resources. That's and because people don't understand intersectionality, those resources allow Black people to move in autonomous ways. My Black queer experience has been this: white men fetishize Black femme presenting people. And I'm going to make my money off of it. Okay, you're going to give, you love Black, you really think I'm the best thing ever? You love Black people for real, Colin Kaepernick? You don't stand up during the anthem? Open a trust in my name.
Yeah.
Buy me 3 pieces of property. Don't just flash your white resources in front of me, dangling that carrot that looks like a piece of bacon, dangling that thing that looks like something I can access without giving me the access. What are the codes? This is a robbery. And white people deserve a good robbery, girl.
And
y'all know that. White people know that. You know that if we ran y'all's fucking shit, it would be some different shit.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, in capitalism, we have or seek out the money aspect behind it because that's what this shit is all about.
Or we don't.
But it's exactly. But if we don't, that's a collective decision that unfortunately we as Black people can't do individually because we ain't gonna eat. We ain't gonna eat. We ain't gonna be able to fucking live.
I would love to see white people bankrupt themselves by supporting Black people in capital, like not in capitalism, not like buying Fenty or doing this. If Jerry Springer's kids, that nigga just died, by the way, Cincinnati, Ohio, mayor. Jerry Springer is dead. Rest in power.
What? Wow.
His first wife or second, whatever.
Wow.
She was Black. He had some biracial kids. He married a white bitch again, like later. The white bitch was like, you can't see these Black ass kids. You're Jerry Springer. He said, fine, whore, I won't. Then he left every single thing in the Black kids' names.
Wow.
Do more that, America. Bankrupt, like, you disrupt the system you benefit from. You can actually just give all your money and still be okay. Because the way that people have to break.
It's true, because you're always set up. Like, you're always going to be set up for success in capitalism. So
always.
You can continue pour. Like, if your cup runneth over, then like your cup's always going to be full. So you might as well just dump it around.
Address your fear of not equal platform, but like humanity, giving people humanity, existing in an identity in this body without having to oppress or suppress other people in any way.
The problem with that is 2 words: self-entitlement. And because of that, I think you hit the nail on the head as far as like skin color earlier, as far as that being the reasoning that you feel. And that's the inherited racism that I'm talking about, because white people being born in this, again, Black people never said we're Black. Y'all motherfuckers called yourselves white. You come into this bitch saying, I'm white, I'm pure, I'm all these things. And you look at us like, oh, you're Black, dirty nigger. And my whole argument in that is that self-entitlement is the reason white people will never give up their privilege. They'll never give up a cup that runneth over out of greed of that self-entitlement. That self-entitlement is the epigenetic of it all. It's and who has it the worst? White women. Absolutely. Because she can play dead. She can also play victim. She can also play alive. And the whole fucking world is gonna stop. Everybody's gonna stop for this white woman. Nobody's gonna stop for a Black woman. The whole world is not Breonna Taylor. Nobody's gonna stop for a Black woman. Everybody
besides Beyonce. Stop. She said, "World stop."
And the world fucking
and we
stopped.
Did.
It actually stopped. It really did.
And we did.
It did. Yes. That's you're 1,000%.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
did.
She cut off the Super Bowl lights, honey. Like, and she was like, "Okay, well, y'all fix it, y'all problems. I'm out. I did what I." So I told y'all I was coming with the heat, and y'all wasn't ready with the electricity.
Okay. Let's go on to the topic of the day real quick.
Yes.
Happy Pride Month, by the way, everyone. We're really gonna start with that. You're gay.
Everybody.
Hey, listen.
Everybody.
You ever be a faggot?
Every day, all the time. Monday to Monday, baby.
Okay.
The gays and just the fags, all of us, we because of the oppression ladder, you know what I'm saying? It's always everybody forgets about or wants to shit on or try to oppress further or deny people from going to drag shows or whatever. Y'all niggas are crazy. Being gay, most of y'all niggas are gay, actually. Honestly, the most hyper masculine ones of you, I'm like, you're kind of gay. Lou really introduced me to that
You have
concept.
a crush on me, you're gay.
Period.
And everyone has a crush on me. So
I feel like, the ones that like are fearful of gay people are the gay ones, They always are. It never fails.
oh
It just
yeah.
never. The ones
Absolutely.
that like talk about how evil homosexuality is and all these, it's because they're battling internal shit that they haven't processed yet.
It's called a
true.
projection. That's a
Oh,
projection.
and a deflection.
So,
Absolutely.
what are our gay origin stories then? That's the topic
Yeah.
of the day. What's our gay origin story? And that's that. Now, listen, I also want to preface this with the gay origin story can be over years, or you like. To me, there's so many different ways you can. It's a Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
but like, did you know you were gay? Or was it like an unveiling of your gayness? If you just, hey,
It's the kitten.
One of them cats, honey. They got cats everywhere.
falling from the.
It's a real problem, y'all. It's a real problem.
We got cats everywhere. Rolling down the tree.
But truly, yeah.
Origin of black. Did I always know I was gay?
Yes.
I didn't know what gay was as a kid. Like, it was like, what is that? Because we grew up very sheltered to a degree, like very protected by, a public school teacher in a juvenile delinquent school that did not want to see that for her kids. So like we grew up in a very strict household. So like gayness to me wasn't like the first time I heard gay, I was in middle school. And one of Asia's ex-boyfriends actually called me gay. And I was like,
Who calls you gay?
who wound up being gay actually?
Rico. Hey yo, you ever
He
get
wound up doing
clocked by another gay ass nigga?
hey, listen,
Actually,
grandma
I
said
have a
what?
whole story.
Grandma said what? Takes one to know one, honey. All the time. So the fact that he knew that about me, I was like, what is gay? And at that point, like I started to research like what's gay because that's when like internet and all that kind of stuff came out. So, the dial up and stuff. So I would say
12?
prior, yeah, it was like 12, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's when like actual internet, like where websites. And before that, you can log on, but it was just like basic shit. That's when like World Wide Web and you can wait for the pictures to load and all that shit. But anyway, prior to that, like I always had, looking back in retrospect, an attraction towards men, or at the time I was a boy, so boys at that time. So like my friends and stuff, like I would know there was like a feeling, but I didn't get those feelings with girls, but I didn't associate gayness with that. To me, it was just like I'm attracted to this and I don't know what it is. To where when I learned the word gay, then you're associating and attaching sexual orientation, and then sex becomes a part of it. And then you're like, oh, well, maybe this attraction is also sexual, and then the story goes from there. But did I always know I was gay? I think I always knew I had an attraction towards men, but it took me years to your point of learning that's really what it was and accepting that. And, you go through like the whole Christian and hell and all that shit, all that bullshit. You go through that whole fear. And that was really why I kept it to myself, is because I battled a spiritual warfare and not knowing, like, am I going to die and go to hell? Like, what am I doing? Like, I can't beat this feeling. Like, this is something that was was really always here, And as I get older, it just strengthens. It's not getting any weaker. So, um, yeah, I enjoy being gay, Charles, because honestly, I've had really
The best time
fabulous,
of your life.
some great times out here. Pretty amazing times. But and guess what? Guess what? I'm not gonna pop out a little baby after this. And not that that's a bad thing, but there's nothing coming out of my asshole after this, besides
that
the
shit. Doo-doo.
Maybe a little bit.
Lou, when did you know you were gay?
When did I know I was gay? I feel like I always knew I was queer. I always knew that I was like not.
Did you know it was
100%.
queer?
I feel like I always knew I wasn't a girl and I always knew I wasn't a boy. Like ever since I can remember. But I knew that I liked femmes through like video games, kind of. Like I had a lot of racing games as a kid, and there was always like the girl who waves the flags, and I always like wanted to be her, but then I wanted to fuck her.
You was like, them titties is nice.
Exactly. They come out in the little shorts and they're like, ready.
I remember that.
Oh,
I remember that. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh God. So that, and then like going
like,
to
wait,
church.
but from like what age would you say, if you can remember?
I don't even know. I was young.
Yeah.
I was like in the single digits for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, I just always knew I was a little funky.
Yeah.
Not a little funky. Oh my God.
What about you?
I've always been sexual, and I've had to really sit with what that is. And I know that I like in our relationship, I'm not always busting it open, but I was always like a curious person about bodies and like people, and like I feel very deeply connected to folks in like gentle touches, or like, and I've always been that way.
Why does it make you gay though?
Well, let me tell you why. It makes me queer
Oh,
because I've always seen this, I think, the spirit of people, and want to connect like on a human level in a world that created like these genders and these normatives and this whatever. I knew I was gay at like I knew I was queer at like maybe 7 or 8, because we were watching like movies and I was attracted to both sides of the coin in terms of like the binary, or what was presented as the binary, and then learned, and this is all in retrospect, learned how to survive, capitalize, being attracted towards men more. But like I would watch fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and nobody can tell me that you wouldn't fuck Jessica Rabbit.
I fuck Jessica Rabbit, and I don't even like vagina.
It's giving. She's giving.
But like cartoon shit was like the first shit.
Why don't you do right?
Okay, she said patty cake.
Like another man do.
But like there was like all of these sort of characters, and then like it devolved into like movies, and like I have a crush on Claire Danes. I have a crush on Tracy Elise Ross. I'm not talking about any of these things. I'm out here.
have a question. I have a question.
Yes.
How did D'Angelo, how does it feel video make you feel back then? Because I know what it did to me.
Back then, I was
always rushing to the TV.
I was like, I want to see your dick.
Well, this is before you could just pull it up on YouTube. So you had to like wait till MTV played it.
Oh no. No, I know. Listen.
Just for the young girls. Just for the young girls.
I want to see your dick. I had more of a visceral, like, yes type of response watching Outkast, B.O.B. After Dark, where the bitch who only shows one, like she holds her titty in the unrated version, shows her titties.
Yeah.
In the like, and I was like, yeah. D'Angelo, I was like, this is art, and show me your dick.
I was like melting as a child. I was just like, ah.
Did you have crushes on cartoon characters?
Possibly.
I did.
Yeah.
The bitch from the Goof Troop movie with the mole, she could get it. The bucket. That was hot. I loved it. Still love her. Jasmine from Aladdin. Wow. Also Jafar in a weird way.
In a weird way. I was always in a weird way. In a weird way, yes. Absolutely.
Ursula
did
envelop
something.
me.
I don't know what it was, but there was definitely something there. Tarzan for sure.
Oh yeah.
Ursula gave me Miss Durton, so I couldn't actually really resonate with Ursula. So and if you don't know Miss Durton, she was our babysitter growing up. Like, she was our babysitter. That's why Asia fell out.
How dare you? How actually dare you?
That was a good one. I know that was really good. And I've always held on to that image, and I'm just like, that image is. I'm like, Miss Durden.
Please no. No, America, no. Like yes, America, no.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. She had paddles. It was weird. It was a weird time.
Edward Scissorhands was a crush for me.
Ooh.
Okay, I know that's like a lead, but I feel like Edward Scissorhands was queer. Like,
definitely.
Yeah.
Like, big crush. Jack Skellington and Sally and all them, big crush. But definitely I'm thinking about watching Edward Scissorhands, and I was definitely feeling some tingles.
I'm trying to think of another cartoon. What
I was very much, and this is weird, but I was very much into later on in life, Will Smith.
That's okay. You still love Will Smith. Shut up.
To this day, yes.
Yeah.
I get it. He's like,
no.
There's something for everyone, and I would understand how he would be something for someone.
You can make me laugh, and you're all big and tall, and I also think, just astrologically, we're supposed to meet. But
I had a crush on Scrooge McDuck.
So we have less than a minute. We're gonna have to pause.
He had the money. When he dove into the money.
Graceful and aging.
And white.
Don't normally exist in the same arena when we're discussing white people. No offense, white people, but y'all know it's true too.
I think the hate curdles them.
Ooh.
And I think that you can tell how bad the hate is by their neck and their hands.
Stop.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay, let's move on. We have to move on.
God damn.
Outro. D, is there anywhere you want people to follow your photography or any of the things you're doing? Or do you just want me to post them and then like slide your DM or your at in that, and when
Absolutely.
when the girls catch it, they'll catch it?
I think the latter, because I'm coming out with something in the next few weeks. And by the time this is actually posted, I think it will be ready by then. So tag me at that point and get ready for some excitement, because I'm very excited about this project. It's going to be awesome.
Yay.
Thank you.
So excited for you. I can feel like about radiant talking about it. So
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I just yeah. And thank you for being on the show, niggas.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on. You will be, I'm certain, a return guest.
Absolutely.
Repeat guest.
I hope you come back.
You know, because we're doing
I hope so. And next time, Lou, you have to pull my cards next time, because we didn't do it this time.
I got you. Absolutely. I would love to.
Now people like at the same time.
Exactly.
Yay.
Support us, follow us. Okay, we're on all the things: Patreon, fucking TikTok, Instagram. You can email us questions about literally anything. I love research, and I'm real weird about it, but in a cool way. You can see it all at mehardars313. Do the thing. D, I love you.
All the love. Thank you for having me. This
you
was
are
awesome.
loved.
Yeah, so much
experience.
So much love.
America, we'll catch your black asses later. Bye.